This is Simon from Sonic Shocks, here with Nathan Biggs from Sonic Syndicate.
What's up?
How you doing, man? Last time we saw you was back in June at the Download Festival.
Download, yeah, that was cool.
A lot's happened in that time. You guys have released a new album, had a lineup change.
Yep.
How's things in the world of Sonic Syndicate?
Busy, man. Yeah, exactly. We've had a lot going on, but we've never stopped. We've just we've kept touring, and then the album came out. And we're pushing the album now, and we're doing the full Europe tour. It's been really good. Done a few music videos since then as well.
Yeah, one of them caused a bit of controversy, the one for Turn It Up as well.
Yeah.
What was the situation there?
Basically it contained nudity, drugs and violence, and apparently that's not allowed in rock and roll anymore.
Oh, so...
I missed the memo myself that it wasn't allowed in rock and roll. But no, because of the stuff that wasn't censored, it got banned from Facebook and my YouTube. And of course that caused a bit of a fuss, and people were asking some questions, but despite what people said, that wasn't like our intention to get it banned or anything. Basically, like, we've done like a load of music videos, as you probably know, and a few for the new record, so we wanted to do something a little different. And the lyrics to Turn It Up were all about like this girl who was doing far too many drugs, drinking far too much alcohol, and hurting herself and all the people around her, like her family. It's like a true story of an ex-girlfriend of mine. So we wanted to kind of show that in a more rock and roll kind of way, and like killing the band members around her with a bloodied guitar is kind of a metaphor for that. So yeah.
But yeah, obviously the album came out in June, July? Around the summertime?
Yeah.
And you've been touring sort of Europe ever since. How's the European shows been so far?
Fantastic. I mean, it's actually like we knew like this album's been like really well received, and we could tell from like, you know, the chart numbers and the feedback and stuff that it was going to be really good, but we didn't expect the Europe tour to be as successful as it is. It's been awesome. Like, even places that we haven't really hit so much before, like Spain and Italy and Austria and stuff, we've gone to those places this time, and we've been playing big shows, and this is like Sonic's first real headline tour of Europe as well, so it feels great that we're in that position that we can do that, and we can like pull a big crowd. Germany was insane. We were playing like, you know, 700, 800 capacity venues, and they've been sold out and stuff, so.
And how's it been for you as the new boy in the band, sort of drinking all the sort of success in?
I guess I guess you could look at it, I came at the right time. You know, the band was at a good level and stuff, and you know, they were doing good things, and they got a good history behind them. But I don't feel like the new kids so much. It's been like a year and a half now, and you know, I've put a lot of hard work into this with the EP and the album and touring and stuff, so I really love the fans, and I feel like I've earned my stripes a little bit.
And the album We Rule the Night, listened to it, loved it. It's probably the best album you guys have done as a band, I would say, because it kind of encapsulates everything that came before it, but also you brought your own style to it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it an easy album for you guys to sit and write, or was there a bit of a feeling out process?
I guess the main thing that we said that we didn't want to do at the start was to just release another Only Inhuman or Love and Other Disasters, and of course it was going to be a lot different anyway, because it's my first full album with the band. But we just wanted to try and do something more musically. Like, you know, every band says, oh, we want our album to be diverse, but we really paid attention to like each of the songs, and we wanted to try and give each song its own kind of personality, so we were left with like this diverse album, whilst, like you said, keeping like a lot of the old elements of Sonic that we really liked, like, you know, the energy and the metal and the attitude and stuff, but we just pumped in a whole load of other stuff like that we were having fun with at the time.
And you were in a band before called Hollow Earth Theory. How does your sort of relationship with the guys in Sonic Syndicate and the way that you work as a band differ to how it was when you were in Hollow Earth Theory?
I guess, but before I was like the only lyric writer, and like the only frontman, where Sonic's like a two vocalist kind of thing. But I really enjoyed that, because I like doing my screaming vocals, and I still do screaming vocals on the new album, but it gave me a lot more chance to focus on like the melodies and things, and I could just totally leave the screaming up to the other vocalist, so that was fun.
And have you encountered any hostile behaviour from fans since you've been in the band? sort of taken over the place from Roland?
No, not really. There's been a few little things, but kids will be kids. If I was one of my favourite bands, if they had a new frontman or something, I'd be one of the first person to to kick up a fuss. But I think it's been so good just because I've been honest with the fans, and I've been on the bottom level with them all, and I keep my own blogs and stuff and saying exactly what's going on in the band and stuff, and I just put everything I can, like my heart, my soul, into this band, as if I'd been in it from the start. So I think that really comes across. And
not so much of a trial of fire as people thought it was going to be then.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's happened to you guys recently is obviously Richard's just left the band as well, and you've got a new vocalist, Christopher. Now, Richard said some kind of disparaging things about you guys since he left. How do you guys feel about that, and sort of what's your take on the whole situation?
Well, the way I look at it is there's two sides to every story, and I've still got some respect for Richard, even though he's been pretty harsh to Sonic since leaving. So I'm not going to trash talk, but I will say there's two sides to every story, and I don't agree with a lot of things he says. I consider a lot of it lies and stuff. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to be one of these people that trash talk and fight, and I don't want to cause any bad memories, because when I look back on this, I don't like bad karma, But so I'm just gonna let him get on with what he wants to do, and we're really happy, and the Europe tour's already proven that We Rule the Night's a success, and the fans are loving it, and we're loving it, and we're just going out there and kicking ass and making an energetic show, and that's what Sonic's all about.
And one of the things he mentioned that wasn't towards the band personally, but it was about the label. Apparently there was some interference with the label during the writing of the album. Is there any truth to that? Or?
Like I said, I consider some of it lies.
Okay.
And that would be one of the things, because the label has done nothing but support us, and our goals, our enthusiasm for the band. They support that. They don't tell us to do it in their way, they're approving what we're doing and saying how cool it is. So yeah.
And now that you have Christopher in the band, how has that changed the band dynamic? Obviously you have to change both singers now.
At the moment, Chris isn't in. He's not the new member of Sonic. He's the touring vocalist with us, but he's absolutely amazing at what he does. He's got a sick screaming voice. I think it's insane, what he does. He's really brutal with his screaming voice. I love it. But he's not the new member, but Sonic Syndicate have known him for a very long time. He's from the same hometown, Falkenberg, as the rest of the band, and he was actually the vocalist in our drummer, John's, his old band. So we knew he was cool, and we knew he's got the ability to do it, so we'll see what happens.
So what happens for you when you leave the tour then? Are you going to be sort of asking him to stay, or are you going to be looking for another vocalist?
We've just been really honest with him, and we're just... we've already started booking shows for next year, February, March, and we're going to Russia, and we're trying to sort some things in Japan, and we're doing some we got some big cool things coming up, which I'm not sure I'm allowed to talk about yet, but some really cool shows coming up next year, so it's going to be another busy one for Sonic, and Chris is going to be with us on them, so that's what we do know. That's what I can say.
Oh, see, he's keeping everyone in suspense now. He's just
It's good though, isn't it?
Yeah,
bit of suspense.
Putting the little details out there. And have you guys sort of thought about maybe what's going to happen when it comes to writing the next album yet? I mean...
Yeah, we've touched upon it briefly. We've started writing little bits, here and there, but I think We Rule the Night has just been awesome, and it's got a lot of driving force behind it yet, so we're going to do this tour, and then we're going to tour it for next year as well, but perhaps we'll think about writing the new album next year, but we're deciding that stuff.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's going to be as good as We Rule the Night, because that is probably, like I say, the best album that I think you guys have done.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm really proud of it. We got the heavy stuff on there, we got the ballad stuff on there, the more poppy stuff, but I think we're just combining so many elements, and I've always said since I was a kid when I was in a metal, I've always loved my fucking metal. I've loved Pantera, Slipknot, Killswitch, so I know what I'm about, but in a band that I'm in, I've always wanted to be able to try every avenue and still keep it cool and keep it heavy. and that's what I think we did on this album.
See, that's one of the things when you hear songs like Beauty and the Freak, Revolution Baby, and then you hear Burn This City, then you've got a track like My Own Life that just kind of comes out of nowhere, and the video that accompanies it as well. And like you say, keeping a lot of bands, when they change like lineups or they make new albums, they don't progress. Whereas I feel like you guys, like you said, you took an opportunity, you seized the moment, and you just went, you know what, we're just going to make an album that's for us first. And then if people like it, people like it. If they don't, they don't. And you know.
Exactly. I mean, it would have been super easy to have come out of this and played like a Safeguard and done an album which was super similar to the old Sonic albums, but that wouldn't have been truthful to where we were at the moment. And we had a lot of fun writing the songs. There was a lot of positive energy and a lot of diversity and fresh ideas, and that's where we are. So that's why the album sounds like it does.
And one of the things that's interesting was when you got the job in Sonic Syndicate, you actually moved to Sweden so that you could be with the band. And being around all of the other bands that come from Sweden, you know, the heritage that's there, like In Flames, Opeth, well, not Carcass, but At the Gates. Has that kind of been around that history and seeing where that sort of musically fertile base has come from? Has that made you a better songwriter? Do you feel kind of having all that around you?
I guess it's nice to be kind of a part of that kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, we see like the members in Flames and Slow Work and stuff, and The Haunted, you know, about the place, and hey, what's up? We hang out a bit. But I think because Sonic are a young band, like a fresh band, and I think that they've been compared to In Flames and Soil Work and Dark Tranquility, whatever, too much in the past. So I think they want to find their own way, and spread their own wings, not to be compared too much.
And you mentioned next year. Next year's going to be a lot more touring. What's the kind of, how far are you going to be touring for? Is it going to be a full another year, or is it going to be take some time off?
We're taking January off. We're going to, because this has been a long tour, or it will be a long tour when we're finished. We got another festival date in Switzerland or something after we're finished in the UK. But yeah, so this has been like a long tour and it's been awesome. So we're going to take January off and just hang out and chill and stuff. And then we're starting back up in February, March, and then we're already going to be, like, we've already started confirming some festivals and things. So then we'll be into the summer, and then summer's over, like we'll do a support tour or something. It doesn't stop.
You'll be back where you are, sort of
Exactly.
now. And the one question that I always ask everybody that I interview, and I'm going to ask you, it might sound a bit weird, it's a bit random. Obviously, you've only done one album with Sonic Syndicate, but obviously Sonic Syndicate have quite a wide back catalogue. If somebody was making a time capsule based on your musical life, and you can include songs from Sonic Syndicate and Hollow Earth Theory if you want, and you had to pick 3 songs that you feel best represent you in your musical career to be buried with it, what would you pick? And why?
From my personal back catalogue? Okay. I guess I'd start off with like my first band, Hollow Earth, because it's a part of who I am, and you know, I'm proud of it, and I'm still cool with the guys. So I would take the hit from that album, which was a song called Transmission. So I'd stick that in there, and Burn This City I would slap in there because it was like the first big single with me and Sonic, and I love it. I'd stick Flashback in there because from like Only Inhuman, because that's just a big ass Sonic track, and I'm proud to be associated with it and sing it every night on stage. And I would put Beauty and the Freak in there from We Rule the Night because I think that's my favourite track.
It's a good opener as well. It sets the tone really, really well for the album.
Cool.
And one last thing, have you got a message out there for the Sonic Syndicate fans that are coming to see you on this tour and that are going to be coming to see you in the future?
Yeah, what's up? I'm born and bred in the UK, so it feels amazing to be back here and to be doing this tour, and we're going to kick ass every night, so we'll see you all there.
Cool, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.